I was struggling to get work done without picking up my phone every 5 minutes or scrolling on Instagram. And that's when I decided that it was time to make a change. Right? I knew that if I could learn to focus, that I could do what used to take me hours in a fraction of the time. I tried lots of different techniques at this point, but these three were by far the easiest and most effective when it came to giving me insane levels of focus. I had to discover these three techniques and practices over time, and while some of them are fairly easy to do, a lot of the information around them is just misinformation and it clouds you and keeps it hidden from the average person actually being able to use them. So, as long as you're willing to follow along in this video, pay attention, and take action on these three ways, you are going to see insane growth in your level of focus in a matter of days if you actually just apply it. Real quick, before I get into the three easy ways to build insane levels of focus, I just wanted to let you know that I started a free community for anybody who is trying to increase their focus, and I'm making courses for that as we speak, probably. So click the link in the description if you are interested, and let's get into the video. The first easy way that you can increase your focus in a matter of days is actually a mindset that single-handedly changed my entire perspective on focus and how to approach it. This mindset revolves around the fact that no matter what you're doing, you are always focused on something, right? It may be not your highest level of focus, but regardless, you will be focused on something. Your attention is on something. And with this comes an actionable step that you can take to ingrain this into your mind and actually benefit your focus. What I started doing that worked amazingly with this mindset is I started paying attention to what my attention was placed on just during the day at multiple times. And then when I paid attention to what I was focused on, I also asked myself, how focused was I, right? On a level of 1 to 10, right? How much of my focus was on that thing? This can look like being in a conversation and just asking yourself, are you 100% focused on the person that you're talking to? Or are you somewhat focused on them, a little bit focused on the slob that's eating next to you 3 tables to the right, and a little bit is focused on your phone that just lit up, right? Where is your attention being drawn to, right? Just doing this exercise multiple times a day made me realize how much I actually wasn't focused on the primary thing I was supposed to be doing, and how easy it is for your brain to get distracted without you even realizing it. There is a second action step for this mindset, and that is once you realize how often your attention is being pulled in different directions, start to consciously shift your attention back to what it's supposed to be on, right? So once you actually analyze the situation, you're like, I'm actually distracted by these 5 other things when I'm supposed to be doing this one thing. Just consciously make the effort to shift your attention back to that main thing, that priority that you're trying to get done. And the more you do this, the more natural it's going to be, and the easier it's going to be to just stay focused on one thing, no matter what it is during your day. Whether you're talking, watching something, creating something, writing, it does not matter. As long as you're able to realize you're distracted and refocus yourself and recenter yourself on the task, it will improve your focus dramatically. The second easy way to build focus is meditation. And before you click off thinking that you've tried meditation, it doesn't work for you, or that it's just too hard, I want to tell you that you are always meditating. You just don't realize it. Because meditation is simply the act of focusing on one thing, inevitably forgetting that focus, and realizing that you forgot and just coming back to it. We do this all the time in our lives, right? You go out to do something, you get sidetracked, and then you remember and you go back to do it, It's a very simple process. It happens all the time, all day. Like, just think about it. You literally do this every time you're driving, reading, watching TV, in a conversation, right? Literally all the time. So if you practiced that and improved it, you would be able to get more out of what you watch, read more, and actually retain the information, right? Have better, deeper conversations. It would help you in every area of your life. So the meditation that you should be doing that will improve your focus insanely is to just sit down and focus on the sensation of the breath on the tip of your nose as it goes in and out. And you want to hit this ideally for 10 to 20 minutes a day. And you can start off smaller than that if it's really a struggle for you. But don't get frustrated, right? Your mind is going to wander. That's kind of the fucking point, right? Your mind is going to wander away. It's going to get away from you. And you have to get back to the breath. So don't get mad when your mind wanders because it's not trained, right? Focus is a skill that can be trained, and your mind is not trained. So when your mind wanders, just have the realization that, oh, I'm not focused on what I'm supposed to be. Let me bring it back to the breath and just try and remain on the breath for as long as possible. And then eventually you're going to forget and you're going to come back to the breath and just repeat it over and over again for a couple minutes at a time, and do it for longer periods the more often that you do it. This is going to single-handedly transform your focus, probably more than any other practice that you can do. It won't always be pleasant, but a lot of the times it will be joyful or peaceful, and it'll just be a stress relief for your brain to just sit, not be stimulated, and just be with yourself. Just give it a try. Okay, it's seriously transformed my focus and is one of the top 3 things that you can do. Literally just sit there and do this for 20 minutes a day, and you're going to see it skyrocket. Just try it. The third and final way to build insane amounts of focus is actually just doing a 3 to 5 minute nasal breathing into your stomach before you go on to do work, read, right? Do any task that you really want to have good focus in. And you don't have to have your eyes closed or anything like that for this. I personally close my eyes, but that's just because I've been meditating and that's how I do it. But this is super helpful in cultivating your focus and actually building up your level of focus right before you go into a work session. I started this way too late in the game, and it changed my focus game completely when I actually started to apply it and do it before every single work session. And this is super simple. All you have to do is breathe in through your nose into the stomach and not the chest. A lot of the time, and for most people, including me, when you're breathing by default and you take a deep breath, you breathe into the chest, right? Your chest puffs out. And that's just kind of how we've always been accustomed to breathing. But when you breathe into your stomach so that your belly kind of pops out, it relaxes your whole body and it makes it a lot easier to get into a focused state, especially for extending the amount of time you can actually hold that state. When I do this for 3 to 5 minutes before work, it completely clears my head of any worries that I have, any anxieties, and it just calms down any unwanted mental chatter that goes on in the background, right? You know, those thoughts that you didn't choose to think it just kind of popped into your head, and they're worrisome thoughts and they distract you from your work. Those thoughts just completely disappear when I just do these 3 to 5 minutes right before work. And it makes it a breeze to just get right into focused work mode because I don't have any distractions around me. I don't have any distractions in my head. I am just ready to work. And that is a beautiful, beautiful thing when you're trying to build your focus and actually be a productive person. This is an elite habit to get into, and I recommend it to everybody to just immediately boost your focus. And you can do this every day, and there's no real limit to how many times you can do it. Anytime you have 3 to 5 minutes before something, just do it and watch how your focus changes. If you combine this with the focus mindset from the beginning and the actionable steps around that mindset, and you combine this with meditation, you are going to see your focus absolutely skyrocket, literally within days. Right? It should take you no longer than 3 days to see a noticeable change if you use all of these three. And this will make you confident in your ability to focus, confident when you do deep work, and it will boost your productivity when it's time to actually sit down and grind. Now, if you are trying to build focus and you are still struggling and you want to be a productive worker for whatever reason, right? Your business, your work, whatever it is, schedule a one-on-one call with me. I want to personally help you grow that and help you in your specific situation. So if that's interesting, click the first link in the description and follow me on Twitter or X, where I will be posting every single day and giving you advice, tips, and just little blurbs about how to actually improve your focus. I hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe if you did. And as always, stay blessed.